nominee. Give it up for Eric Trump coming here. I want to just impress upon everybody the importance of this election. There is something that is really huge about supporting Donald Trump for presidency, and that's the Supreme Court. Whatever issue you care about, whether you are a pro-gun voter like me, or abortion is your issue, or religious freedom, or law and order, the border security, any issue that matters, the choices for the Supreme Court are absolutely huge. They outlive every president, and we need a President Trump to fill Justice Scalia's seat and whatever others come.
Listen, this man needs no introduction, but I want to say two things. Who of you like the direction this nation is going right now? Well, then you're not alone, because nearly 70% of Americans feel the same exact way. And we know there's only one way to bring change to Washington, and that is through Donald J. Trump. Now, we know that's 70% of Americans, but let me tell you what nearly 100% of Americans agree on. Even Hillary Clinton agrees on this. And that is that Donald J. Trump has wonderful children, and we have one here today. Eric? Give a warm Wayne County welcome. Eric.
Wow. Thank you, guys. Who are our veterans in the room? Stand up. Honestly, to our vets, thank you so much for your service. It means the world to us, and our vets have been so left behind, and guys, that's going to change. I can promise you it's going to change in this country, and it's going to change immediately. Guys, I have the greatest father in the world, and I can tell you, if we had a country that was firing on all cylinders, he wouldn't be doing this. I mean, if we had a country where we were winning on trade, and we were winning on jobs, and we were winning in terms of education, and we had the strongest, newest, most prepared military in the world, and we had the best VA, and median income was going up. Thank you for saving the American flag. Thank you. You know, always leave it to the vet to rush in and take care of issues, so we appreciate it. Thank you. He wouldn't be doing this. But we've got real problems in this country. We've got real problems in this country. We have $20 trillion worth of debt that's gone up by $11 trillion under our current president. $11 trillion that's increased. That's enough to pay off all millennial debt 7 times over. Think about that. That's enough to pay off every student loan 7 times over. And that's what has gone up in the last 7 years under our current president. It's awful. We have an educational system in this country. I see the beautiful little girls over there in the matching shirts. Hey guys, we have an educational system in this country that's ranked 30th in the world. 30th, right? Leaving those kids behind. Reading comprehension is 34th. Math skills is 37th. It's just not right. It's just not right. We deserve so much better than that as a country. Since Bill Clinton signed NAFTA, we've lost 70,000 factories in this country. 70,000 factories have been closed down. We've lost 1 in 3 manufacturing jobs. We have 95 million people in this country that are out of the workforce. 95 million people. And honestly, worst of all, median income hasn't gone up in 15 years. People are making less money today than they did 15 years ago. You know, and our politicians, you hear Hillary get up and say the world is wonderful. We had 0.9% GDP growth. 0.9%. It's the worst since the Great Depression. 0.9%. If China has less than 7 or 8% GDP growth, their leaders are rioting. Their leaders are doing everything that they can. We had 0.9% economic growth last quarter. It's, again, the worst since the Great Depression. And our leaders go around and they say, you know, everything's wonderful. We're doing great. We have more people on food stamps than ever before. We have more people working 2, 3, and 4 jobs than ever before. We're losing our companies left and right, and Ohio has taken such a blow left and right because we're the highest taxed nation in the world. We're the highest regulated nation in the world. It is awful. It is awful, and we deserve so much better from our leaders. Look at Obamacare, all right? The great promise of Obamacare. You were going to get to keep your doctor, you were going to get to keep your plan, and the average family was going to save $2,500 a year, right? Well, the problem is, and by the way, President Obama came out and said it was going to be, your health care expense was going to be less than your cell phone bill. All right, it's ridiculous. Tell that to Arizona, whose premiums are going up 116%. All right? The problem is you didn't get to keep your doctor, you didn't get to keep your plan, and the average family spends $4,500 more a year, and they've got a worse plan. And I mean, leave it to government to come up with this nonsense. And the problem is there's no accountability in government. There's just zero accountability. If any of us civilians, anybody in the private sector, any of us in this room, if we were to have done that, we would have been fired. We would have been held accountable. The problem is the person who put this together will likely get a promotion. I mean, here Hillary called Obamacare. She goes, before it was called Obamacare, the Affordable Care Act, it proved to not be that affordable. It was called Hillary Care. I mean, she brags about this. It's amazing, and no one is held accountable, and it's destroyed the lives of so many people. It's cost so many people so much money. I had a woman come up to me the other day, and she goes, I had to opt my entire family. I had to opt my entire family out of Obamacare because I can't afford it anymore. And she goes, you know what the worst part is, Eric? At the end of the year, I'm going to have to pay a $700 penalty. She goes, I really like my plan. I was happy. All my kids were covered. So now I can't afford it, so none of my kids are covered, which means I'm playing Russian roulette. And at the end of the year, I have to pay a $700 penalty. Like, this is what our government just got my family. It's unbelievable, and it has to stop.